Hi, I'm Tony from freshcapmushrooms.com, and today we're going to be making some chaga mushroom tea. Now, chaga mushroom doesn't look like much, but it's actually an incredibly powerful medicinal mushroom that people have been using for a really long time for its health benefits. Specifically, chaga is really high in antioxidants, it's supposed to modulate the immune system, and a whole other array of really positive health benefits. So chaga is a little bit different than what most people would typically call a mushroom. First of all, it doesn't really look like a mushroom, and you can't really just eat it. Mainly because it's rock hard. And you wouldn't want to just eat it anyway because all the beneficial compounds are actually locked up inside the cell walls of this mushroom. The only way to get those out is through an extraction. You can perform either an alcohol extraction or a hot water extraction, or both as a way to pull the compounds out. The easiest way to do that at home is just to make a chaga tea, which is essentially a hot water extraction, and it'll pull the beneficial compounds out of the mushroom. Now the first step in making a chaga tea is to break down the chunks into smaller and smaller bits until you pretty much have a powder that you can use to perform the extraction. Really, the only way to do that is to smash the chaga into smaller bits with a hammer. So what you want to do is take your chunks and wrap them in a cloth or something like that, just so they won't stay in one place. Just break them up like this. It'll take quite a while to break down all the chunks into a powder. So once you have it broken down into really small chunks, you can grind it up even further by putting it in a mortar and pestle. So you want to get your chaga as close as you can down into a fine powder. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the finer the powder, the more efficient your hot water extraction is going to be. I like to use a small kitchen scale to actually weigh out the right amount of chaga. I find a pretty good ratio is about 45 grams for every 2 liters of water, or about 90 grams for every gallon. Again, you can make your chaga tea stronger or weaker depending on how you like it, but I find this is a pretty good ratio. So once you get the chaga powder in the water, go ahead and turn your stove up to maximum. And you're going to want to bring it up to a strong boil. Once you've got your chaga up to a boil on the stove, turn it down to minimum and leave it on a low simmer. You're actually going to want to do the simmer for about 2.5 hours. It sounds like a really long time, but it does take a long time for the hot water extraction to pull out all the beneficial compounds out of the cell walls of the mushroom. As you're simmering it, it's going to sink, so every once in a while you're going to have to go in and stir it up. The chaga's been simmering for about 2.5 hours now, and as you can see, it's really rich, and it should just kind of look like dark black coffee. You're not going to get this quality of chaga tea unless you simmer it for the full length of time. Now you're going to need to strain it in order to get all these extra chaga chunks out and just have your chaga tea. So that's pretty much it. Chaga tea is actually pretty good. It's a little earthy, it can be a little bitter at times, but obviously you don't want to drink all 2 liters at once. So you can store it by just putting it in a mason jar or something similar, and you can keep it in the fridge for a long time. So if you want to learn a lot more about chaga mushroom, including the health benefits, how you might be able to find some in the wild, or some good places to buy chaga chunks online, click the link in the description below and head over to our website. We got tons of information about it. So thanks again for checking us out. I'm Tony from FreshCap. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.